The third jailbreak in Africa, a most populous country this year, is raising more concern about how safe detention facilities are in Nigeria after the attack on Abolongo Custodial Center in Oyo State. Oyo State, the field commander of Amotekun corp, that's in Osun State, Amitolu Shittu, said men of the corps have been deployed to some villages at the boundary of the two states to ensure the arrest of fleeing inmates. Meanwhile, Minister of Interior Rauf Aregbesola vowed that all the inmates who escaped from the center will be recaptured. Judy, this is the issue of jailbreak to overrun, any jail now, prison facility or correctional facility now is now like becoming very cheap. I remember before the NSAS protest, or during the NSAS protest in Benin, there was a major jailbreak. Yes. It's just a matter of getting enough of these hoodlums and ammunition, and they get the job done. Explosives and everything. The one of Owerri too, another one in Kogi State, So it's now like a major business now when they have any of their people.
Once they have a good number of their people at a location, they know that the security is usually not sufficient. That is a fact. The security is usually not sufficient. When they try to overrun Ikoyi prison during the NSAS Wahala, of course you saw that they could not do it. Somebody said the other day that the riots happened after the shooting at Lekki. Of course, that's not correct. The prisons were breached. Security at prisons were breached before the shooting at Lekki. The attack on Ikoyi prison that was repelled happened before the shooting at Lekki. I mean, the facts are there. We are historians. So if we will not provide enough security at our prisons, then some of these guys, hardened criminals, would easily be let loose by their comrades at arms, by their colleagues. Look at what happened. There was in one of the prisoners who got away when the prison at in Edo State was overrun. Look at what he did. He went straight to his village. The woman that testified against him, that got him convicted for murder, was the first person
killed the woman
that he killed. So they are going around like that. Weapons that were looted from police stations, they are using those weapons to overrun correctional centers, or what do we call them now? So how do we lock away criminals when at every opportunity a band of criminals can just gather themselves and go straight to a place where the rest of them are being locked up to free them? I mean, this is really shameful. If we have prisons located in a community, there has to be sufficient security. What's going on?
I don't think the Ministry of or the prison correctional center, I don't think they have enough of these security guys. They have the manpower to actually man all prisons.
That's the problem, because with the picture you just painted, in the last 10 months, we've witnessed 3 jailbreaks. This is compounding the security challenge that we have, both from the point of view of the citizens and even the security agencies. These criminals are let loose into the society.
Dangerous criminals.
And if you've read account of some of them, once they get back to the society, within 2 weeks, they go back to the same crime. Either as kidnappers or as armed robbers. So the question is, why is it that the Ministry of the Interior Ministry, is allowing this to happen? on regular basis. It has become like kidnapping and armed robbery, that we all have become inured to it. Once it happens, you know, we take it as if it is part of our existence. Nobody cares.
And we don't get, do we get updates
You know,
those that are returning?
How can you get all of them?
The minister is providing updates.
They provide updates, but
Like
the
Imo State now want to know,
the fact
were they able
remains-
to capture the 1,900 guys?
They can't capture
they can't
everybody.
get everybody.
They can't capture everybody.
Everybody cannot be got.
The intention was not, if the intention was to let you be able to recapture some, they would not have gone there. Once they breach the prison, some of them will be taken far away from that location.
Even some will move outside the country. I remember reading the newspaper story a few days after the Owerri incident. Some of them were captured, you know, in one of the rivers in Ghana. When they escaped through the Niger Delta creeks, you know, found themselves to Cameroon, from there, got to Ghana. So, anytime there is a jailbreak, anytime there is a jailbreak, you can be sure that not all of them will be, you know, come back, and that endangers the lives of the society.
Some of these guys are even on death row.
Yeah.
That's they've been sentenced to death by the final court and everything, and they're very, very dangerous to society.
Very dangerous. Even people who are not criminals, who are not hardened criminals, because our correctional centers are bursting at the seams. They are not, the prisons are not places where you can properly even positively change the psyche of most people.
Yes.
They are dirty, they are overcrowded.
Yeah.
So when people get there, and
then
then there are structures in place there that ensure that even if you are, maybe you are not a hardened criminal, you are picked up for wandering, by the time you come out of prison, you can actually graduate to an armed robber.
Yes, it will. Yes.
So
There are people who have been arrested who said that they joined an armed robbery gang right there in prison. They met one another in prison. So what needs to be provided? I expect the minister to have a meeting with the armed forces, with the the GOCs. I said GOCs, the service chiefs, and even the IG, so that security can then be beefed up. I know that it's very challenging at this time. The army is overstretched. But what we had in Kaba, you know, was a case of just a few soldiers guiding the prison, and they killed those soldiers and succeeded. So if we have enough and they are well armed, and you position maybe an armored tank or an APC, you position an APC in front of a prison, it will serve as a deterrent.
I'm telling you.
As a country, we should be able to sufficiently protect our prisons. If our prisons become so easy for all comers, as we are seeing now, then we are in trouble.
Some people will even ask that, what is the Nigerian Correctional Center? What is this arm? What is it doing on the exclusive lists? That most of those prisons, they've been built, you know, they've been abandoned. They are not even intended. I think Akpabio tried to build another prison during his own
modern prison
during his own time, because they need to refurbish it. Now the concept of changing it from Nigerian Prison Service to the Nigerian Correctional, you know, so whatever it is now, that purpose would have been defeated.
Yeah. So
the way I'm saying it, once you still breed hardened criminals from this system, it's not correcting anything.
there's no correction that is going on there. With the picture Jide painted, somebody who was not an armed robber going in there, coming out and becoming one. So federal government was just playing with words by saying they don't want to call them prisons, but correctional centers. No correction is going on there. The fact is that there is hardly anything we can get right in this country. If you read the response of the Makinde, the governor of Oyo State, over the recent jailbreak in Oyo, he ordered that it is now that CCTVs will now be mounted in those areas and then linked to the situation room in government house. Which means if you have a prisons or correctional centers where you don't have CCTV that can help you monitor this kind of attack, that can help you know, trace those people who came to attack and those who escaped. What measures have you really put in those places to ensure that there is security? He even said now they are going to grade the place, which means that the road leading to that place may not have been motorable. You know, as to call for intervention when there is an attack. So we have a lot more to do in making sure that these places serve as places where suspects and criminals are kept. Once you get them, you know, where they were over 180 something in Benin, over 1,000. Another, see all these people emptied into the society, compounding the security challenge that we have. So the Ministry of Interior, which Arabashela is a minister, should do more. He should be concerned that on his watch, in 10 months, 3 jailbreaks have happened in Nigeria. Elsewhere, if you're a public officer in his shoes, you resign or you get sacked.
But they are products of the insecurity in our country.
You know,
so it's not entirely his fault.
I know, but more should be done. What needed to be done?
If he simply resigns for that, then what should the IG do?
You know,
the IG didn't resign.
All of them should
Service chiefs didn't resign. It's not some of those situations had been there even before it became. No matter the insecurity in our country, and that's why I'm saying that he has to find a way to meet with those people that, look, this is my job, I don't want to fail. I don't like to see jailbreaks happen. I need you to provide me with greater security. Governors are talking to the president, asking for thousands more soldiers. You had the case of the Zamfara governor who appealed to the president to give him a few thousands of soldiers just to improve security in that area. This is what the minister has to do. He has to meet with the people concerned that provide the kind of security that can withstand these people when they come. And then we also must be in a position to, when there is a problem like that, respond, get a rapid response team to go and beef up security. That usually doesn't happen. So they get overwhelmed and that's the end.
All right.